it's Sifa. Ooh, sorry, my nose itches. Ooh. I'm at my friend's house right now. Um, and I guess that kind of is an intro as to what this video is about. Um, I just got out of a 5-year relationship as of a week and a half ago. So, I think that some of you may have heard about my boyfriend before. In stories, and I've talked about him. He's even been in like a few of my videos before. And I've been with him for over 5 years. So why did I break up with him? It was incredibly difficult, and I think it's probably one of the most difficult things I've ever done in my entire life, to be honest. There were 2 reasons why I broke up with him. One reason was because of ways that we were incompatible. The fact that he didn't meet certain needs that I had, and that I was rebelling against that. So basically we weren't compatible in some ways, is what I'm saying there. The other reason that I broke up with him is because I felt like I'm young, and I didn't want to be in a committed relationship for the rest of my life with him. I wanted to get to know other people, and make sure I'm making the right decision before I settle down, because I'm young and I don't want to. I've been with him for 5 years and I never really dated anyone else. So those are my main reasons. I'm going to talk a little bit about our breakup, and then I'm going to give like advice about relationships for you guys. I think that I stayed with him for so long because in many ways I was afraid of hurting him. And I was also afraid of being alone, and I was afraid that I would go crazy without him, and that I wouldn't be able to take care of myself. And I thought that I was weaker than I really am. And I didn't want to hurt him, because I knew that he loved me very much, and he still does, and I still care deeply about him. But, I felt incredibly selfish for leaving him because I wasn't unhappy with him. He just wasn't, the right match for me, I guess you could say. But he didn't, like, do anything wrong, like, anything seriously wrong. It just wasn't, a good match. And that's not his fault. And so I felt guilty and selfish for that. But, I talked to my friends, I talked to my therapist, I was very open with my feelings with him, too. And now, about a week and a half later, I'm getting over it. I don't feel guilty anymore. I don't feel selfish. I don't feel like a bad person. I'm still really stressed out just because it's a big change, and I'm sleeping on my friends' couches and trying to find somewhere to live and stuff. And I've been really nauseous and have had like no appetite just because I've been stressed out. It's not like I'm stressed out because it was a bad thing. I'm just stressed out because it's a big change. I've been dating him for 5 years. It's a huge change in my life. So my relationship advice is, and this is mostly geared towards like teenagers and young adults. First of all, don't take things too seriously. Especially the younger you are, you can't worry so much about relationships. You shouldn't worry about being in them or not being in them or being single or who you're dating. It's really not. I know it feels like a big deal, but it's really not that big of a deal. Or it's not going to be in the long run. It's not going to be a big deal in the long run. Just try to have fun and just get to know people and take things casually. One thing that I see a lot is I see a lot of young people being in unhealthy relationships that I talk to online and that I know. I see a lot of people being abused and emotionally abused, controlled, being in uncomfortable situations. If anyone is controlling you, abusing you sexually, emotionally, being mean to you, controlling you, making you do things you're uncomfortable with, they don't deserve you. They do not deserve you, and you need to move on from that. And do not give them the time of day, because they don't deserve you. And it's just not worth it. You know, your happiness, it's not worth just being with someone and putting up with abuse. You'd be better off single or with someone else or just single, you know. So please don't do that. Like, it breaks my heart when I see, you know, young people that are in these unhealthy relationships. It's so horrible. The other thing I want to say is that if you are in a relationship and you're not happy with it for whatever reason, you don't need, like, a good reason to break up with someone. Like, I didn't really have, like, a good reason, and that's why I didn't break up for so long, because I felt like, oh, well, he didn't do anything wrong, so why should I break up with him? I can't do it because he didn't do anything wrong. You don't need a good reason. If you want to do it, just do it. You know, if you just listen to your gut, you know. Also, why not just be single? There's nothing wrong with being single. You don't need anyone else in your life to make you happy and okay. You don't need anyone to take care of you. You know, you can be strong and support yourself and be fine on your own. You don't need to rush into long-term committed relationships. You don't need to be serious with people. Just take time to be young. Just be young and don't worry about all this, like, bullshit. I mean, I'm serious. Like, you don't need anyone else to make you happy or okay. You're young, enjoy it, you know, try to make good friends. Trust me, your friends will be there for you your entire life. But these people that, like, you're dating and stuff, they may not. They may not. So, just have fun. If you guys have any questions, let me know, okay?